Quarantine Creations with your host, Tabitha Harper. Welcome to art class.
Hi guys, it's Tabitha with McHarper Manor. I am here today. We are going to do some paper marbling. So welcome back to week 2, project 2. Special thanks to Twisted Visions Media for helping with our YouTube channel and to the Happy Groundhog Studio for their support while we make all this content available for you. Today we are going to do a super fun project that I think will be it'll span a good variety of ages. My 6-year-old Asher is in the studio today to help. He is going to be coming and going as he pleases because real talk here, he's a 6-year-old and he doesn't feel like being on screen right now, and we're not going to make him. So any moms that your kids are not doing what you've asked or what they had decided they were excited about in the morning and they're no longer excited about, don't feel alone. This is very normal. Dads, grandmas, any caretakers, if your kids are not acting like they normally do, we're in this together. This is totally, it's how it's going to go down for a little while. So give yourself some grace and some space. If the kids aren't seeming into the art project that you have set before them, welcome to our world. You're in good company. So we are going to do the paper marbling today. The supplies that I have out for you guys, and a lot of these can be modified. We're going to start with a little pan, like a 9x12, an old lasagna pan is what this guy is. We use these for a lot of different classes in the studio. So that's where we're going to be putting our shaving cream, just any old brand. This is like from the Dollar Tree. We've got some liquid watercolor paints out here that are just, already pre-suspended watercolors. Those work really well for this. Those were on the supply list if you saw those, or liquid food coloring. I put on there not to get gel because the gel's kind of hard to disperse through this, but we are going to whip up some little samples. We're going to take some water and some of the gel and put them together in some of these containers and see if we can't make it a little bit easier to put on there. So we're going to play today with some of that. If you don't have the watercolors or the food coloring, we're going to try to use some acrylic. We're going to mix some of that up with water in these little containers too, and we're going to see how that plays. It's all just, a learning process. We're going to see what works well together for that. But we're using, any kind of paper you have. Watercolor paper is what I have in my hand. You can use some of that cardstock that I had on the list from earlier in the week. Any of the light colors will pick up your colors that you're putting over top of it. Remember, if you're using like pink cardstock and you're putting green dye on there, it's the pink and the green are going to mix, so it's going to come out kind of brown. So be a little mindful of the colors that you're using when you're using colored cardstock. White, light yellow, colors like that are going to be brighter. But, just use what you have. You can use regular paper too. I just suggest a more firm paper because that's going to be what is going to hold up well after we dip it and then we scrape everything off. Speaking of scraping everything off, I'm using some old gift cards that we have to kind of be like our little squeegees. We're going to scrape that shaving cream off with that. You can use big popsicle sticks too. You can kind of put them on their side and kind of scrape it off too. We're going to use chopsticks or the popsicle sticks or a butter knife to kind of swirl through after we put the paint through. So those are the supplies I've got out for us. There are some other things that we could probably throw in here if we needed to. Missy?
People want to know if they can still use their construction paper or can they use the canvases?
You can use a canvas for sure. It might just be kind of faint, and that's cool because you could use it as like a really nice background for something else that you want to put on top of it. So yeah, definitely canvas. Construction paper, like if we're talking the actual like construction paper that kids use for projects in like early elementary, preschool, things like that. It's a very soft paper. You can try to use it, but when we go and we scrape some of this off, you're just going to want to use really light pressure. it tears pretty easily even when it's dry. So add being wet to that and think just about how it's going to tear a little bit more. So we're just going to want to use really light pressure on it if you're using something that's like a thinner paper. If you're using copy paper, just regular printer paper, anything like that, it'll work too. You just have to be mindful of the pressure that you're putting onto it. Where do we have friends from today, Miss?
We have people from Michigan, our friends from Maryland. We
Hi,
have
guys.
friends from North Carolina. We have friends from Loveland, Ohio.
Loveland, Ohio. Hey, neighbors.
Friends from San Antonio.
Very
friends
cool.
from North Carolina and Idaho and
Awesome.
Georgia and Canada.
So cool.
All over.
So cool. Very exciting.
A lot of people are excited to come back. They've been joining in.
Yes, I'm so happy you guys are back for more. So that's what we're going to need for today. If you are catching us live and you have not had access to our supply list before now, and you want to start to gather some of these supplies and catch us on the replay, you can always find our supply lists at McHarperManor.com/blog. That will be all the supply lists for every week that we have planned, and also for our date night. If you haven't heard about our date night for parents, we are going to be going live April 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern time for an adult project. It's going to be a poured acrylic project. We're going to have so much fun. That is going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern, April 3rd. It'll be live that time, but you can always catch it on the replay. If you're out on the West Coast, we don't expect your kids to be in bed at 6. I mean, if you can do that, you're mom and better than me. But you guys can grab a drink, join us, and create something cool with us. But the supply list for that one is on there too. It looks like a lot of the products on Amazon for that particular project are still being shipped in a timely manner. The ones that we ordered should be here Thursday. So you guys should have plenty of time for that if you continue to order through those links. We also have made partnerships with Blick Arts, and they are shipping out pretty quickly too. Arteza online is a great supply place. I ordered last night from them some personal things for myself. I needed more canvas. We're going through all the canvas here in the studio, so I ordered some last night from Arteza, and it already shipped this morning. So they were super fast. And Michael's is doing curbside. They'll carry it out to your car. So we ordered some personal things for the kids at home, just some craft supplies for my kids to have on hand. They even had cool specials on those little rolling carts where you can put all your craft supplies in and roll it into the closet when you're done if you don't want it in your space. So we grabbed one of those and some supplies for home. So they are doing the curbside carryout delivery still here in Ohio. So Tom's on his way after live today to pick up our stuff from Michael's. So that's another resource for you guys too. But just remember, you can always make substitutions for the things, and I'm trying to show you guys ways that you can substitute as well. So hopefully we're having fun and using what we have. But for today, this is what we're using. We're going to go ahead and get started. Asher, if you do want to come, you're welcome. We're going to start spraying in the shaving cream if you want to help. I think he's going to join us. Are you not feeling the apron, or it's okay?
While we're waiting for Asher, Valerie wants you to know that from their family from Puerto Rico that they haven't missed a day.
Oh, hi, Valerie. Thanks so much. I love to hear that. Asher, how you feeling, bud? Feeling good? Yeah, Asher had a little trampoline incident yesterday. He has a little black eye to show y'all. You winking at him? You showing him your black eye? Yeah. All right.
Quarantine injuries.
Hashtag quarantine injuries, guys. Yeah. So we're going to get started with just a little bit of this shaving cream in the bottom of this pan. Asher, would you like to do the honors? And you want to just make sure that you are not holding it upside down, because then all your aerosol will come out and none of your foam will, and then you'll just be with a full bottle of cream with no way to get it out. You ready? Go ahead, sir. Hold him on in there. Kind of tilt him over. And we just kind of want to have, a nice little layer that we can start with. You're doing great, bud. I'll move the pan. You stay put. I'll move the pan. Can we shake again and make sure we're getting some propellant in there? Let mommy shake for you, babe. And then let's see. Yeah, push it a little bit harder for me. I know that's a tough one. Oh, there you go. It's looking good. All right, that's about enough. Oh, that's fun. Do you want to take your hands and smooth this out for me?
Before asking about the shaving gel, I know you mentioned it, but you want
So
to mix it up again.
the shaving gel is going to come out like a gel. It's going to be like, it's going to look like hair gel or something. You're going to have to get in there with your hands like Asher is, and you're just going to have to really like zhuzh it up a little bit. Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Zhuzh it up. Oh, it's looking great, bud. You're doing a nice job. Okay.
Trying to get every angle.
Don't you worry about that. I think you're doing a great job. We just want to generally, and then Daddy put a towel right there for you. You can grab whatever. Yep. You got it, bud.
Asher, you have a friend out there that has broke their toe on the trampoline. So.
Oh, goodness sakes. Goodness sakes. All right. Well, we hope you feel better, friend, who broke your toe. That's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, and it also feels like I broke the top of my eye. Like,
No, it might feel like
skull,
it.
Like the top of my eyelid.
I know, it might feel like it, but I'm pretty sure you're just fine.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
a little crack on the skull. That would actually look cool for a skull.
Oh, it would look cool if you had a scar there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
I'll
I
be
could
Harry
see that.
Potter.
Oh, like Harry Potter? Yeah.
I'll be Harry.
Before we get started, I think I'm going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut down these pieces a little bit. You can use whatever size you have, but I just want to cut ours down a little bit since I want them to fit in there kind of nicely. So I'm going to cut 2 sheets down. So we've got a couple smaller pieces to work with here. All right.
And you mentioned it before, but any kind of tray or whatever you have.
Any kind of tray, a glass cake pan, an old lasagna tray, a plastic Tupperware container, those Rubbermaid ones that you would take a salad to a potluck, anything that you've got that's going to hold the foam is going to be perfect for this. So it doesn't have to be huge. You can cut your pieces of paper down small enough to fit whatever vessel you have. So just, use what you've got. So we are going to start. Before we get super started, I know I mentioned we want to experiment a little bit and see if there are some other things that we can use. So we're just going to take some little cups and we're going to put a little bit of acrylic paint in a couple of these and just see. There's a little chunk there. We're just going to see if we can kind of suspend this on the foam a little bit with adding a little water into these and make them a little bit easier. I mean, they're going to be messier, that's for sure. And acrylic does not come out of clothing, but food coloring really doesn't that well either, so you're not changing a whole lot. But we're going to try seeing if we can water some of these down and use these as well. So I'm going to, make some of these and sit them off to the side and we'll get back to them. I'm just adding a little bit of water with these. I did about a quarter size, like the size of a quarter. For my friends that aren't in the US that don't use quarters, maybe like an inch across. And we are just going to take a popsicle stick or whatever we have and just kind of mix that up with a little bit of water and just kind of see if we can make spray it all over myself. Just see if we can make a nice solution with some color that we'll be able to add. And we'll see how it works. We really don't know. We're just trying things you guys might have on hand versus the liquid watercolors or food coloring. So we'll sit him over there for now. Oh, did you mix that gray one?
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Did you mix the green one?
No.
Do you want to mix it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. And then you can use the same one. Go ahead and use that
I'm
same.
gonna use it.
Or you can make a new stick. That's fine. I'm going to also try some of these gel watercolors that we have. And I'm going to do the same thing with those. These are gel food coloring. Sorry about that. Not watercolors. The liquid watercolors are what I'm going to show you guys with too, because I love the way they look. And I have linked those in the week 2 supply list. They're one of my favorite supplies to have in my young kid arsenal.
And remind people that you're just kind of mixing some stuff up right now, and these aren't the ones that were necessarily on the supply
These aren't the ones that were on the supply list. These are just extra things because we have so many of you guys that were not able to get things in time from Amazon. So we're just making some things that we might be able to use. So I am taking a little bit of food coloring. The gel food coloring that I told you guys is not my preference. I'm just adding a little bit of water to those and trying to like suspend the gel food coloring so that it breaks down, so that maybe we can use that too and show you guys what the result for that would be. So these are not things that I put on the list. They're just things that we're going to try while we're together. This project goes a little quicker, so we have time to play like this and see how things are going to react. We have time to experiment. So we're just kind of setting these over to the side so they can kind of do their thing, set up a little bit while we go. Thanks, Ash.
Welcome.
All right. So with the food coloring or the liquid watercolors, that's really what I suggested for this, and that's what we'll be using. These are just some things that we're going to try. You like to try new things and see if it works, right?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. All right. So you've got your pan. You've got your shaving cream kind of spread out here. I'm going to give you some popsicle sticks just in case you want to use those. And we've got things that we can stir this up with. We are going to grab just the liquid watercolor. And my suggestion for this at first when you're mixing is maybe start with 2 colors. Maybe start with your red and a blue, because when they mix, you'll get violet, purple. If you use a blue and a green, when they mix, you'll get turquoise. You don't want to really throw 2 colors together like yellow and purple, because then you're going to get more of, you know, a brown color that's mixing together, and you really are going to want to try to stay in colors that would mix nicely together. 2 colors is kind of what I limit it to when I start. If you really like what you've got going, we can throw another color in that's not going to disrupt it too much, but don't worry about that. I got a new one for you. Oh, I think unless you're really attached to that one. All right. So, which 2 colors would you like to start with, Ash?
I would like to start with orange and blue.
So those are 2 colors that really don't play very well together. They're going to kind of turn into like a brownish when we mix them. So how do you feel about blue and green?
I would do orange and probably red.
Orange and red's great. Yeah, those are right next to each other on the color wheel.
So it's like good against it's not like good against the warm colors.
Warm colors, yeah, you're right. So yes,
they're focused on like the cool colors.
The cool colors would be like the blue and the purple and the green. Yeah, you're right. So do you want to take some of this and just maybe make a line across in 2 or 3 spots for me? Very nice. That's good. Very nice. That looks great, babe. Okay. And your second color, you requested orange, correct?
Yeah, orange.
Okay.
I wanted a light orange.
Okay, that's yellow.
Light orange.
Yeah, it's a pretty concentrated color, so it looks a little orange. You want to go with yellow then?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
go with yellow.
Go ahead. And then go ahead and pour those right next to the reds, but not on top of them. Very nice. Maybe in between?
Yeah, maybe.
That looks good. You're doing a great job. So he's just pouring some liquid watercolor on top of this cream, this shaving cream that we've used. Awesome. Good job, bud. And then, would you like to stir? Can I show you one swipe?
Yeah.
So I like to take it and we go kind of up and back and up and back and up and back. And then I want you to do the other way, okay? And you guys can do this any way you like, but this just makes some really cool patterns in there. So we're using red and yellow right now. And you know, we would love to know what colors you guys are using. You want to find out? What colors are you guys using out there? Anybody have some blues or the colors we haven't dealt with yet? I would love to see. All right. We'll clean our little stick off. This is our chopstick from our local sushi place.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
A lot of people ran
I like
out
the
of
rice
gel,
there.
so if anybody wants to give us feedback if they've tried with they're trying
Yeah,
with gel right
so
now.
the gels that we
The
made.
gel shaving cream.
Oh, the gel shaving cream. Yeah.
Are you say it's getting foamy, so maybe we can get some feedback if it's working.
So you guys just work it till it gets foamy, like you would like if you were shaving with it. You know, you got to kind of work it a little bit to get it foamy. Just use your hands and get that foamy in there, and it'll suspend. It'll be fine. So just let us know how that's working for you. All right. We're going to take our first piece of paper and we're going to just dip it in there, okay? And this may stain your fingers, probably will stain your fingers, and that's okay because where are we going? Nowhere, right? Going nowhere. We're going to have messy hands. It's fun. You ready to put it in there?
Yep.
All right. Lay them on down. And we're just going to lay it kind of flat. And then we're just going to tap, tap, tap on there to just kind of gently touch it into the pan. We don't want to completely like bury it. We just want to gently put it in the pan.
I already got shaving cream.
You did. And then we're just going to peel it up by one corner, one little edge. And if you can see it and you see that it didn't take off as much as you would like, then we're going to kind of scoot them over and push them back down in there a little bit. Just make sure you got some coming off. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so we're going to pull him out.
The feedback is gel shaving cream is working just fine.
Great. Good.
So if anybody makes a mistake and has that, it's not a mistake. You can use
It's okay. Yeah. And Asher, he knows exactly what he's going to do. We're going to pull it off. Awesome. And then when you're done with that swipe, we're just going to sit it over there. All right. Go again, bud. Yep. Sit it over there. Scrape it down over there. Nice job. Yeah, you got it, bud. Nice. It's okay. Go again. And then your final side over here on the corner. Here, let me help you with that. Paper towel. Paper towel will be great. And this is more of a messy one, but I can tell you what, it's a fun one. All right, one more. Scrape the edge. You got it. Looking great. And maybe scrape down this way for that guy. You got it. Oh, you did such a nice job, bud. How do you feel about this one?
Good.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think it looks great. How do these colors make you feel?
Like a fire.
Like fire, like energized?
Yeah.
I love it. So we're going to take this one and we're just going to set it off to the side.
I'm going to need a towel for that.
Oh, you would like the towel. Yes, Daddy will grab that for you. So we're going to set this one off to the side. And we're going to let it dry. And then when we're all finished here, we're going to talk about some ways we can use these too. They're not done, you know. I mean, they can be done. But we've got ways to use them too. Do you want to throw another color in there?
Yeah.
Go for it again. What color are you thinking?
I'm thinking orange.
Orange? Okay. We made a little bit of orange with the yellow and the red.
But we can make some more orange.
True story. Who am I to argue with that? It's good logic. All right, go ahead and drop some in there.
We'll do it like this way instead.
Yeah, wherever you
Our
like.
friends at home are making lots of fun stuff. They said they're doing rainbows.
I love it, guys. I can't wait to see. These are so truly just organic and magical. We did this with Asher's kindergarten class last year, and they loved it. We made paper Valentines for everybody. We did Valentine hearts with them, and they all came out so beautifully. Each one was so unique and different. It's, you know, and parents that are going to do the date night with us, this is like a very organic kid version of that, too. I mean, not that kids can't do the acrylic pour painting, but it's a really quick, inexpensive way to do that, too. You can't control very much of it, so it's it's the art of letting go. You get to just see what comes through. You ready to swipe this guy?
Yep.
Yep, here you go.
Just gotta do like in circles.
Whatever you like, brother. You make it happen. Ooh, the circles. That's pretty cool. And what's happening here is I'm letting him just kind of like this one, we may add one more color to this, but we may be done after this, this press with this particular pan. We might clean this pan out and go to a different one if we were at home. But since we have more pans here in the studio, we will be starting with a new pan and doing some other colors too. So yeah, he mixed this one pretty well. Have any question?
Yeah, do you have a tip for Nicole? She says that her shaving cream isn't coming off of the paper, but the food coloring is.
The shaving cream is not coming off the paper? I haven't experienced that personally. I just know that we really take what would be a squeegee, but we use gift cards, and we just push down and scrape that off, and it should be pushing your pigment, your watercolors, your food coloring, whatever, into your paper. The only way that I would really think that it's attaching more to the shaving cream than the paper is if you're not, if you don't have enough pigment sitting on top. Because if you look at ours, it's really, there's no spot that you really see the shaving cream that you don't see the watercolors too. So maybe just play with it a little more and see how it's going. I hope it evens itself out for you, Nicole. All right, ready to drop that in? Okay, nice job, bud. Do you want to lift this one or do you want mommy to?
I want to lift this one.
Okay, grab it by the corner. Lift him on up. Awesome. All right. And then Nicole, just to explain again, just to show what I'm talking about here, is I take this and I really kind of push it into it. We are screen printers here, so I feel like this is kind of like what we do. But just kind of push that pigment in to it instead of just delicately scraping it off the top. You kind of want to push that in. And Ash, the more that you scrape with the dirty brayer, the more you're running that pigment into the other side too. So that makes really cool spots where you're pushing a lot of that orange into, and it kind of runs it together. So if you want to build more color behind it, that's a great way to do it. Keep some of the excess on your little squeegee. Or if you really like these spirals that pop, make sure you're cleaning your squeegee in between every swipe. All right, so that's another one. Do you want to start with a new pan and do some new colors, or do you want to add some colors to what we got going on? Do you want to add some purple into there? What do you think?
Yeah, purple. Blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to add purple and blue into this? Okay.
I want to add green and purple.
Green and purple. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. And this is where we'll see how messy that actually gets with those colors.
So people are having fun using whipped cream.
Yeah,
instead,
whipped cream would work too.
and gel icing.
Make a plus with the green.
Yes, the gel icing. And then do a little purple over here.
Yeah, just do like an X with the purple.
We just did some dots. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like
Carol said that maybe a little too much shaving cream could cause.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Oh my god, this looks like a Halloween explosion.
A Halloween explosion, he says. Okay. Now see, when we're mixing it, we're getting a lot of brown here because we're mixing all those colors together. So maybe less mixing. Maybe more like intentional, deliberate mixing.
Wait, I'm gonna add some more white in there so it.
We're gonna switch pans right after this guy, so you'll be able to do whatever you like. All right, I'm gonna clear him off. All right. Okay, ready to press down?
Yes.
Pick where you like it.
Right in the middle.
Okay. Okay. Whoa, he's pushing hard. All right.
Oh my god.
Goodness. That is, all right. So this guy is going to be our dirty pan. And we can clear this off. These are pretty cool, Ash.
I make the best color mixer.
Yeah. The lines and the marbles get a little bit more. Ooh, okay. get a little bit more subtle when we do it like that. Let's pull him off there. Let me grab this
There's a
towel.
little bit more green on there.
Oh my gosh, you're wild, man. You're wild.
There's a little bit more green on there.
Okay, let me clean it up to where you can get it on there. Go ahead, pull them off. All right.
All right, our friends are giving you feedback that this is some of their favorite projects so far.
Good. I thought that it might be. It's a little messy. We love it.
This is probably my second.
Probably your second favorite.
Because I really love spin art.
You really love spin art? Yeah.
Spin art.
We did spin art with Asher's first grade class this year for Valentine's Day, didn't we?
Yep.
I usually
it with
tend to
hearts.
go in and do the projects, and maybe we'll do a spin art here one day with you guys too. You ready to get a new pan?
Yep.
We're gonna try some of these ones that we mixed up, and we're gonna see how they're working for everybody else. So go ahead and that's just my garbage pan, Tommy. You don't have to clean that guy yet. All right, we're just filling up a new pan here. Looking good, Ash. Let her go. Thank you, sir.
Now let's just spread it.
Let's use just a credit card to spread it kind of nice. Here you go. There's your Kings Island game card.
Spreading it all.
Yeah.
At least it's getting a little used right now.
Yeah, right? It's gonna be a hot minute before we get to go do that. Okay. It's looking good, Brother Bear.
I wanted to do it in June.
Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. So I want to try some of these watercolors, some of these gel watercolors that we watered down, and see how they're working out.
I know I'm gonna have her down there now.
Was that the food coloring or the acrylic?
The gel food coloring.
Okay.
We watered them down with a little bit of water. We're going to see how they're working out. And then we're going to hop over to the acrylic on our last pan and see how that works. Just to give people some options. Oh, buddy, I think that's perfect. I think you've done a great job. Let me pull this off here. Fantastic. Moms, just throw those plastic party tablecloths that you're not going to be using anytime soon. Throw those down and protect your tables. And when you're done, you just rip it up and throw it in the trash, or wipe it down if you're into reusing those things. You can wipe it down pretty easily.
Is there going to be a time when we use this goose dropper?
The pipettes?
Yeah.
Right now. So we have some pipettes, and I really wanted to let Asher use those because they are so good for fine motor skill. They're just fun little things to feel more like you're a scientist with. So he's just, sucking up some of this gel watercolor that we suspended in a little bit of water, and he is just using a squeezy pipette. You could use a little cleaned off medicine dropper, one of those things, but these are just the gel food colorings that we mixed up with some water, and he is just squeezing those into the pan right now. What's everybody's favorite color combinations? Has anybody had any that they really love together yet? Oh, that's good. Thanks, bud.
I want to add some red in there.
You want to add some pink? There you go.
I wanted to use
there you go.
One.
Megan used teal and yellow.
Oh, I love teal and yellow together.
We have another friend who used green and blue and purple together.
Awesome. Here you go, bud. You wanted a clean one? Or you're going with it. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but those little tablets that come with the Easter egg dies, those are food coloring too. They're just really strong. You can always melt those down or dissolve them in some water and use those too.
Billy used yellow and pink.
Yellow and pink. So pretty.
Garrett used blue and red.
Nice. Making some violet action in there. Okay, I think we've got plenty, buddy.
Yes, we've got
So we are going to scoot these back to the side. Thanks, sir. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's just stirring. Okay, so can I help with this one just so we can get one nice clean print off of it and show people if we swirl less, what it could look like?
Yeah.
We have a lot of friends tuning in today just to watch it as they're waiting for their supplies.
Yes. Okay, that's enough. That'll be our first run. That's so exciting. I love that you guys are watching with me, even if you can't participate yet, because watching we learn too. We learn by watching. Asher loves this so much. He's just like so excited, and he's going to town, going crazy with it. So he's speeding through the process, but you can be more intentional. Okay, ready and lift. Oh, she might be gorgeous. Okay, let's lay that one down. And then, you guys, this is beautiful. I think these gel watercolors turned out amazing. And we just suspended them in a little bit of water, gave them time to break down. I would say just a couple minutes to break down and kind of stir them up a little bit. And look how vibrant these are. These are beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thanks, buddy. Do you like this one?
Yeah, I love it.
You did a great job. All right, let's wipe the back off here a little bit.
Now let's add some watercolor to it.
Oh, you want to add a watercolor to it?
Yes.
What color would you like to add? Do you want to add like a dark blue to it, or maybe green?
Like teal and orange.
Oh, let's maybe try to like keep it, to just a couple colors. Maybe green. Let's go with green or orange. You pick one. Which one do you like? You like orange a lot. So
yeah,
we'll go
I really like orange.
I know you really like orange. Let's go with orange.
I said the watercolor.
And maybe the watercolors?
Yeah, the watercolor is over there.
This is the watercolor.
Oh.
We don't have an orange of the food coloring. Let's throw some white back out here in the middle so it's not all purple. We have the coral color that we made in with the acrylic paint. Do you want to try that in there?
Or there's a lot in there.
There's a lot
in that bucket.
Oh yeah. Those are the colors that we didn't mix up with water. The gel ones, they don't spread very well if they are just straight gel. Do you want to try the coral paint that we suspended? Okay, so he wants to try this coral paint. So this was acrylic paint that we suspended in some water, and we're going to try it with a little pipette and throw it on there, and we're going to see what happens. We have no idea. This was just like a last minute, let's try some things. Okay.
People are already coming up with some fun ideas what they're going to do with their paper.
Yes.
There's Carrie said they're going to turn theirs into bookmarks and laminate them to take to nursing homes.
That's awesome. So yeah, at the end, I'm going to show you guys some of the things I like to do with them too, but the bookmarks I hadn't even thought of. I think that's so awesome. I love it, guys. Okay, how do you feel about that?
Good.
One more little drop of it over here? It's looking good.
I can't get all of it out.
That's okay.
I'm trying to get all of it out.
That's all right.
It's kind of like a goose thing.
A goose thing? Oh, like a turkey baster? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it looked like a turkey.
Okay. A goose thing. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about till just now. Okay, I got you, bud. You're right. Okay, so let's take another piece of paper, and I want you to put it...
Wait, should we stir it?
No, because I think we're already stirred. Let's see these little pieces and see what the acrylic does.
I'm ready to stir it.
You can stir. You help yourself. Okay, not too much, because we want to see how this reacts.
I just wanted to do it by myself.
I do it myself. Moms, you are not alone. This is truly a 6-year-old that really wants to do it himself. Okay, now we're going to it's turning brown, so.
It's turning gray.
Correct, it is turning gray. All right.
Can I dip it in?
You sure can. Yep, pick a spot where you like it.
In the middle?
Yep.
Always in the middle.
Always in the middle. I like it. All right, ready?
I didn't get all the
Oh, you did. You got lots.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to...
Where's my credit card?
Where is your credit card?
I need that credit
Can I borrow your credit card? Can I buy some things?
Does he have good credit?
Do you have good credit? Do you have any credit?
I don't have any credit yet since I don't have a credit card.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is beautiful. Here, let's do one scrape. Here.
Uh,
And you guys are seeing firsthand what happens if you scrape back over it with a dirty credit card. Here, leave this because I want to show them the difference between my side and your side. So if you are experiencing lots of muddying, that's because you've got a crazy scraper like I do over here, who's scraping with a dirty scraper. But, I mean, we've got really nice marbling happening over here when we get one nice scrape. When you take the dirty squeegee and scrape like Asher likes to do, that's when you get that really more subtle effect. That's how we'll call it. But yes, the acrylic paint seems to be working perfectly. It looks awesome. Do you want to try one more?
yes.
We have time for one more. Okay, we're going to
do blue and orange.
well, let's use the acrylics. Let's use the coral, the turquoise, and the gray.
Oh,
Yeah, because I like the acrylics. Let's see how the acrylics do by themselves.
wait. You
got that guy? Okay, right on. This will work for your coral.
Gray.
Yep. And let me get one more tray ready here.
One more try. Oh, I got one in here. Filling up the cup, then squeeze it. So I'm not trying to make it fall.
There we go.
It's in the cup, so it
Yeah.
doesn't fall. Oh,
All right.
credit card dash.
You don't need a credit card yet.
credit
I
card.
think you've got your friends, our friends out there are all thinking about
Wait,
fun
I
Easter
saw it
projects
really
to do.
using
We'll share
the
some.
credit-
People are thinking about Easter
Yes.
with this.
It's
I think
already spread,
They're
darling.
already thinking about lots of
sorry.
fun Easter things.
Yes, you can do so many. The options with this are limited. So I'll start talking about some of the things we do with them. We like to take the finished pieces. Thanks, darling. We like to take the finished pieces and we like to cut triangles out of them and make like a little bunting, like a garland to go across the mantle for holidays. We'll do them in different colors for that. We like to take the dried pieces and we like to use them as like backgrounds for note cards, for greeting cards, anything like that. We make our own homemade birthday cards for every friend that has a birthday, friend and family. So we use them for that. But yeah, we do like to use the pieces in like the little garland banner way. I think it's super cute. Makes it really personal and it puts it to use. You can use it for the bottom of your bulletin board or whatever, the things that where you hang your artwork. You could write letters across it that say like create or play or whatever you are feeling like your bulletin board should represent.
Lottie has a cute idea. Their neighborhood is doing an egg hunt by
Yeah.
cutting out
Get
egg
easier
pictures of
spread
eggs and hanging them in the windows.
That's enough. Oh, I love
So
it.
they're going to cut theirs out. and put them in the
Yes.
window.
Use it for decorations, for anything. Let's put one more little bit of coral in here, out here. And this, again, this is the acrylic, the mixed acrylic. And I want to go really light through here because I want to make a really soft one.
I'm trying to do that.
You are doing a great job. I personally just want one that I can keep for myself. So we're going to stir it less because that's my preference. We all have a different way we like to do it. Asher likes to stir the holy heck out of it. I like to leave it a little bit more intact so you can see some of those nice lines. But everybody has their own style. So I am going to dip my piece right over here. And see what I pull up. Do you like that? Does that look pretty?
Yeah.
Okay, let mommy scrape this one completely on her own. So yeah, with this acrylic, it's a lot softer. It's very subtle. It's so muted. I think it's really beautiful for something like the background of a greeting card or something. It almost looks like those checks we all had in the 90s. where you would choose like a designer background for your checks. It's just really soft and subtle, and I think it's gorgeous. Asher, do you want to do one? You want to drip some in there? Did you want to add anything to that? Did you want to add some blue and see to brighten it up a little bit? We'll throw some, actually, let's throw some of that turquoise food coloring that we had. That was pretty, that was somewhat in the same vein. Don't pour it. I think it's fun. The pipette. Well, you can stir it with your stick. Go ahead. Do big stirs, like one big stir through there. Yeah. That really helps to keep it all moving and not turn it into brown. I really like the colors here.
Just make it a square and just like...
Yeah. Back and forth. Yeah, it's really pretty. Okay.
So some people are mentioning some things they can do with the foam, colored foam.
Yeah.
You
I don't know, guys. I'm sure you could. We use shaving cream here to make puffy slime all the time. So if your parents are down for that and they want to, while the mess is out, keep the mess out, our puffy slime recipe has school glue, and we use a borax solution. So we do, what do, Tom? 8 teaspoons of borax to 1 gallon of warm water, and we mix that up. And the borax is like it's like wash powder. It's a water softener. That's what we use. And then we throw the shaving cream in with it and the food dye. So you've already got the shaving cream and the food dye. This might just be a way for you to, skip that step.
You can pick 3 you want.
Here you go.
Can I keep all of these, Mommy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to help me scrape?
Yep.
Oh, I love this bright blue in there, Ash. It's really pretty. Oh, it's so pretty.
So Tony says that they love that you're experimenting with different ideas. Way to include science.
Yes,
So,
we
hey,
love
this
science.
Counts as science class today now.
Science,
too.
guys.
Yeah.
Now, if you do slime, that really is science. That's chemistry. Okay. Oh, we got some more. We're going to wipe it off with the towel. Oh, there you go, buddy. Did you love that one?
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to be finished with that, and we are going to kind of clean up our space a little bit. Guys, make sure you're helping clean up your space after this is all finished. It's a lot to clean up for just one person. Make sure make sure we're washing our hands really well and getting, the stains off the sink if we're making any messes while we're in there. This is a messy one, but a fun one. So that's today's. Asher is going to be over here, probably working on some things while we talk, but I want to talk about tomorrow's project as well. So I'm going to clear off a space here that we can talk with you guys about tomorrow's projects without getting today's project all over tomorrow's. Oh, and then I have one that I had dried from yesterday. And what I love to do with these is seriously just take it, turn it into a little note card. And that's what I was going to show you guys. Turn it into a little note card, take my popsicle stick and just kind of make that a nice hard edge there. And, okay, buddy. But, I just like to just do turn it into like a little thank you card. I mean, and it just says thanks, and it's so simple, and it's so, it's so simple, but it's really a fun thing that you made yourself. We could do a happy birthday one, thicken up the lines, make it more of a, more of a calligraphy looking one. We can talk more about hand lettering another day, but these are just some ways that you can thicken this guy up, make him stand out a little bit. And then you have a really nice card. Maybe somebody brought you guys some, art supplies. Maybe somebody, helped you guys out with a dinner or something at one point. Maybe you just want to say thanks to the nurses that are in the hospitals nearby taking care of people. Maybe you want to send it to somebody you know and love. Maybe yours doesn't say thanks. Maybe it says hello. Maybe it's just a way to keep in contact with the people that you love right now. I love just these simple little ways to use these. So it's a super fun way to turn this into something useful. You can throw it in an envelope. I think, when you cut the pages down in half and then fold them in half again, a lot of times they fit in those smaller envelopes, not like the business length ones. We also suggest cutting them into pieces and making like a little bunting, kind of like ours behind us, just more one of the little pennant style ones. Those are cute too. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys used these and what you guys came up with. Asher, nobody's going to take them from you, honey. You can hang out until we're all done. You can just leave them out there so people can keep seeing them. Yeah, thanks, buddy. We really look forward to seeing what color combinations you guys came up with and how you're using them. Share those with me with the hashtag #MadeWithMcHarper, and that is how I will see them, and we will pick our daily favorites and things from that. I'm super excited to see how you guys use these to, maybe send to somebody else or cheer somebody else up. Tomorrow we are having Watercolor Wednesday. Yay! So we will be using some supplies that we used last week for watercolor too. And I've got some tips while we're going through this today. We do have about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to scooch it just a bit, baby. Thanks. I'm going to give you guys some tips on ways that we can do some things with the watercolor too tonight to prep for it a little bit. So tomorrow my supplies for watercolor are going to be watercolor paper. And we're also going to use some, he is busy today, guys. He's busy, all right? Just chugging the water, This is so homegrown. I just want you guys to know that this is so homegrown. Like, this is a mom trying to make art with her kid. I hope you feel, I see you, and I feel you on a deep level. So tomorrow, we're going to be using watercolor paper. A cool trick with that is I take the back off my watercolor pad. They usually have these great thick boards. If you're going to be chugging water, could you take that over to your seat over there? It's really crackly. Thanks, bud. You're such a helper. The back board off of these things is really sturdy and nice. What I like to do when I'm watercoloring, something that I want to stay not really buckled over, we take my piece of watercolor paper and I kind of take the masking tape and I tape it down, and I tape all the way around, and that's going to be something that you can do to give yourself these nice edges too. So if you want to prep tomorrow with that too, you can take that piece off the back of your watercolor paper pad, and I will show you guys tomorrow too another way to do that. But yeah, so we start with the watercolor paper, the pad if you've got it and you want to learn that technique. You can also, if you've cut your piece down and you've got something else like a canvas that you can attach it to, that you can take your tape and kind of give yourself a nice little border. That's going to give you that crisp little white border if we're coloring the whole thing and you're interested in that. Definitely don't have to do that, but that's one of the things that we can talk about tomorrow too. You're going to need some watercolor paint. So, I use my little Derwent travel tin, that guy. I've suggested those as well. I've had some people reach out to me and ask me about using these liquid watercolors, not in the sense of like these liquid watercolors like we use today. Those are ready to roll. But some people want the watercolors that are in a tube. So I'm going to show you guys really quick today how to prep those out if you're wanting to use those for watercolor tomorrow. Some kids get those cool art kits for Christmas from, a grandma or birthdays or things like that. And a lot of times people think that you just use them straight out of the tube, which you can, but you go through a lot that way. This way, then I'm going to show you how to make this palette for yourself is going to make your watercolors last a little longer and work more like a watercolor that you would have in a palette. So we are going to just take a palette. You can take a palette, a paper plate, a plastic plate that you're no longer using, whatever works for you, something that you can do. You're just going to want to take some of your pigments and plop them in there. So I'm going to do yellow. I'm just going to do a rainbow. I'm going to do a red and then orange, yellow. And we are going to let this dry. I'm going to go with a little bit of violet over here. So red, orange, yellow, green. Throw some green out there. I'm just going to put a little bit in this palette, and I'm going to let it dry tonight. And then I can show you guys how it works up tomorrow. Works a little better. So that was actually what I put down before was the ultramarine. That was already a blue. This one, I'm going to mix with a little bit of red in here, our crimson. I'm going to throw that together in there to make a violet. And then I'm going to throw a little black in here too. And possibly some burnt sienna. Yeah, that's our ivory black. And then a nice brown. And then you're going to have a palette. Yep. And then we are going to put that out to dry. So you can use these tomorrow. Real quick, Missy mentioned we have some people asking how you can help. We are available on Venmo and PayPal for donations. You guys and your generosity, that's keeping our studio open and helping everybody that's contributing to this during this time, and we appreciate it so much. Our Venmo is Tabitha-McClung. It's at Tabitha-McClung. That's the Venmo. The PayPal is paypal.me/McHarper Manor, and that's so super helpful. So yeah, those of you that asked me last week if you can use the liquid watercolors, yes, but go ahead and make yourself a palette up beforehand, and that way it can dry overnight and it's a little more firm and you don't use so much. The other supplies we'll need tomorrow, just a water basin, some brushes, and our secret weapons tomorrow are going to be white crayon. You know, in any capacity, we have like these twist up white crayons, just a white crayon, a light crayon, maybe those clear crayons that you get with the Easter coloring kits. Those are fine too if you've ever saved any of those. A pencil if you'd like it, but Sharpie. We're going to be creating this really cool resist piece, and we are going to be using that clear behind it, behind our watercolor, to give us like a nice pattern, and then we'll be throwing some Sharpie over top. So it's going to be a multi-dimensional piece. But yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow. So those are the supplies you'll need. Keep showing me what you've made on #MadeWithMcHarper. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. I can't wait to see what you've made, and I look forward to being here tomorrow. We appreciate you guys again. Twisted Visions Media and the Happy Groundhog Studio are here helping us, and the ways you can help all of us are at paypal.me/McHarper Manor and Venmo at Tabitha-McClung. Thanks so much, guys. We hope you've had fun, and we will see you tomorrow for Watercolor Wednesday. Bye, guys.